Alright, so this amateur tilted Phil Hellmuth, big surprise. And I wonder how much money he made. We're about to see. I have seen the one hand, where it was Trip Kings versus Ace Nine all in. Uh, but besides that, I haven't seen anything else in this video before. So I'm looking forward to seeing this. So this is me, Poker Pro Guardian, reacting to uh, Russ Harlow, uh, tilting Phil Hellmuth, best player in the world. So let's see.
This is Russell Harlow.
Oh,
Russ infected Phil Hellmuth with some pretty bad beats. Side effect, tilt. The prescription, enjoy Phil's beating at the hands of this amateur. The
Ace five
cannon,
off. I'm assuming
ace queen.
Hellmuth is pretty late in position. Okay, and
Russ has got Phil dominated.
Russ has Ace Queen.
So
That's
here
he's
comes
got
Kevin Muscander.
Phil dominated. He's getting three bet.
Russ just calls.
Just calls. Okay, has him
Ten,
dominated.
queen, six.
Pairs to queen.
Harlow, top pair.
Phil may run into some resistance if he tries to bluff this one.
He doesn't, he checks.
Harlow should bet here.
Russ gets aggressive with top pair.
3,000.
He does, firing
3,200. Okay.
And
3K.
that gets Phil to fold.
And Phil folds. Okay.
So the cannon picks up his first pot of the night.
How did it feel being in a pot heads up with the greatest living Nolan Hold'em player of all time? How did it feel?
And winning. It was just nice to win. Take down the first one. Let's just play. You have like ace queen or something.
Oh my God.
I wish it was that good.
Oh my God. Tony just how Tony just knows, man. Dude, okay, I just want to say real quick. I big confidence with Tony. Literally, he's I don't know how he's so smart, but like he knows like besides the time he folded third nuts to Cannon, I feel like he's been able to get such good reads on people's hands. It's actually insane.
For the cannon. Raising to 1300.
Russ might be trying to work that quiet image, or he could just be bored.
King seven
Antonio
off.
five on the button.
Is Antonio? Oh, Antonio's on the button.
Re-raises to 4300.
He's five
Now
off.
action folds
Ooh,
back
that's
to
an
the
aggressive
cannon.
re-raise.
Antonio has successfully isolated
I'll probably
Russ.
fold
Now Russ
this.
has got a marginal hand
This
and
does
he's out of position.
not look good.
It's a bad
Harlow.
combination in this game.
You're learning every day, Chris Rose.
He
Russ
calls.
wants to stick around. He makes the call.
Okay.
Now the problem is that the pot is bloated and Russ doesn't have a very strong hand.
The odds are pretty nice actually.
Does
Oh
now,
my God, you got
king
Chip
four
Kings.
king.
Not a problem anymore. Russ has picked a good time to get loose.
I would probably check here just to like since
Timing is everything.
And Harlow
Antonio was the
housing pick.
pre-flop aggressor. Okay,
Fires
Antonio.
5,000.
Okay, never mind.
Russ taking his
Fine.
time may look
Fires
to
5K,
Antonio like
right.
he's not sure about his
That's
hand.
right. A little bit
Not
above
sure if
half
it's
pot.
intentional, but this half pot bet is probably going to look weak as well.
Basically half pot.
Antonio raises to 17-4.
Antonio
Antonio
raises.
thinks he can blow Russ off his hand, and a lot of the time he'd be right, just not this time. But right now,
Yeah,
Russ is
normally
trying to figure out
normally you can get away with this play if you're Antonio if they have like what ace high, like a good low pair or some shit like that. If they're just c betting that and looks weak. Usually the display from Antonio works fine, but turns out Harlow's actually got
whether he should call
a
or
really
raise.
strong ass hand.
Just a call.
I like the call, but no matter what he does there, he's going to tip Antonio off that he's got a big hand.
I feel like that's only partially true. You can also tip them off that you have a very big draw, like you have like clubs, for example.
Spades on the turn.
Betting would still be Russ's best chance at making.
It's very possible you could be on a monster draw.
Making some more money here. It's not likely Antonio
Calling that
would be
much
firing,
if you're the
but
loose
it's also
cannon.
not very likely he'd call another bet.
He
Harlow
bets
fires
again.
20,000.
Antonio's definitely gonna fold
Another
here
bet
though.
less than half the size of the pot may look weak to Antonio, but at this point he probably knows ace high isn't the best hand. This would be an awfully gutsy bluff for an amateur.
Antonio's out of here. And the loose cannon, Russ Harlow, picks up a nice size
That's a
pot.
pretty nice pot,
Pot that puts
64K.
it in the
nice hand.
Thank you.
Russ Harlow, Ace Jack,
Ace
raising
Jack,
1700.
1700.
Tony G, 4 high.
Oh my god, is Tony actually gonna play this? There's no fucking way.
He calls from the button. 9-6 for Mercier in the big
Wow.
blind.
Wow, Tony, wow.
Jason's already got some
Looks
money
like
in there.
Jason's gonna defend.
Calls.
I'm not real. I'm not. Those are some really loose calls there from, I think from Jason and Tony, dude.
Deuce 5 queen on the flop. Mercier checks.
Russ
Tony's
set
the
out
only
flop
one
by
who
the worst hand
pairs.
again.
But he leads out, betting 4,200.
Tony G is almost never folding a pair on this flop to a loose cannon.
He calls and Mercier folds.
I honestly probably wouldn't.
So from 3 on the flop to 2 on the turn.
I don't know. Just like the fact that like they limped in, I feel like there's a very possible chance they have a 2 or a 5, or maybe just like a weak queen or something. Which, in this case, they do. Tony paired us too, and he just made 2 pairs. Well,
4 of hearts. Tony with bottom 2 pair.
This is a
Ace
terrible
3
card for Russ. Not
straight
only does
also
it look
makes
like
there,
a
but
safe
Harlow
card, but
does
it's
block
gonna
it with
make
his own ace.
impossible for him to get Tony to fold.
I think Tony's
Harlow
gonna.
fires 11,000.
If it weren't for Tony making
Tony's
the second
probably gonna
pair on
re-raise
the
here.
turn, this would be a really good double barrel
Put him
for
on a
the cannon,
queen.
But instead, Russ is in serious trouble.
With this line of action, it looks like Harlow has ace queen, probably king queen, something like that.
Tony
So
raises.
Tony's gonna re-raise like I said.
30,000.
Since Russ fired twice, Tony probably
But
thinks
since
Russ has more of a decision. to
yeah,
make.
since Russ only has
I fold.
ace jack, he's gonna fold.
Harlow folds. And Tony G wins the hand after calling with 4
If he
high.
did have ace queen, I
Folded
wonder.
on over to the
What
loose
happened?
cannon, King Jack.
Jacking off.
King Jack action's been folded. Pretty easy raise.
Yep, to 1,600. Antonio in the small blind. He re-raises
Oh,
to
sweating.
4,900. Big blind folds. Action back on over to Harlow.
Antonio could be re-stealing from the small blind, but calling 3 bets with King Jacks is a risky
I
proposition. even in
probably
position.
wouldn't call
You're
this
gonna
here.
miss the flop most of the time, and then you're just stuck with King High.
I probably
Russ
fold.
calls.
He
King
calls.
Jack is a
Okay.
hand that has awful reverse implied odds, meaning you stand to lose a lot of money when you make a second best hand.
Well, now Russ has got top pair after the Jack straight
Top
8 flop.
Pair.
Russ might like his hand for now. We'll have to see what Antonio does.
He bets 8,100.
See, this pot is bloated from the 3-bet pre-flop, and now Russ is facing a
Antonio's
big
let
bet here with just
out.
1 pair. The worst part is that if you call here and Antonio bets again, the bets are going to get exponentially bigger.
Yeah, that's the big
Obviously,
problem.
it's not
Even though
easy
Harlow
sitting in that
looks
seat.
like he has a pretty strong hand in this situation.
Russ calls.
Even though it might be an easy call now, the bets are just going to get bigger and bigger.
6 of diamonds on the turn, putting 3 diamonds on the board.
At this point, Russ is probably hoping he doesn't have to face a huge bet here.
I wonder what Antonio
Like
has.
the diamond.
Antonio checks.
Antonio slowed down for a second. Since Russ doesn't have a diamond, he should make Antonio pay if he's going to draw to one.
Russ bets 19,000.
Well, my guess is that
I'm not sure if I like. I have a feeling Antonio's trapping here or something. I feel like
Antonio doesn't
not sure if
have
I like the
diamonds,
bet
the
here.
money would be in already. My guess is also that they'd be in the muck by now if he hated his hand.
All in.
Antonio's all in.
reshoves all in. Okay, what could he have? What could he have? What could he have? I don't think he has a set. I don't think he would do this with a set. I think he would just lead out. He would. Okay, what would he check raise with? Ace Jack with an ace of diamonds, maybe. Ace Jack with an ace of diamonds. I think
Well, I've
you
narrowed
just gotta
Antonio's
fold
hand
here,
down to
right?
any
Top
suit.
pair does not seem too great in this situation.
I wonder how Russ is doing with it. How are all you couch cannons doing?
I think he has. I think
Russ
he.
is really being put to the test here. He could very well have the best hand, but there's a lot at stake for
What else
Russ.
does he have? He doesn't have Jack. No, he doesn't have Jack. Probably doesn't have a set. Does he have? No, there's no way he has 5-7. He may have a flush, but I have a feeling he's
That's
more.
almost his whole stack, and Antonio did 3-bet a pre-flop.
No, I think he's more not doing this like.
Wow. How much more is it? 20?
Per personally, I think Russ Pot committed himself when he made the original bet here on the turn. If he was gonna fold to a check raise, he should have
Jesus
just checked behind.
Christ. Yeah, that's why I say you should check in that situation instead of betting. I don't know. This commentator said, I think he should bet to make him pay, and then he's like, oh shit, never
That's
mind.
not my new minivan on the line.
What a bad bet by me.
Russ folds, and Antonio had the
Oh my
same hand
God.
with the king high.
Okay, I was close. Ace jack. I thought you had ace of diamonds, not the king of diamonds.
Listen,
This is very unlikely
King
people are the
10's
same
alright.
hand as you,
Yeah,
but
so
yeah,
we
it does
call.
happen.
That's cool. I feel good right now.
I think king 10 off is a nice limp.
I know.
Jack 7 trade, 3 spades. Phil checks. We check. Tony checks. Ike checks.
I like our check. Even if we improve, someone else is likely to improve more.
Okay, only the king and
Ace of spades
queen
on
of
the turn. That means
spades
we've got a flush.
beats him
It's
here.
a great card for us because now there are also only 2 cards in the deck that beat us, and it's pretty likely someone would have bet one of those already.
Phil makes it 6.
Okay, Helmuth leading is pretty tight, so the fact that he's leading here gives away some red signals, but that being said, you have the third nuts. I don't think you can fold this. I think you're just gonna. I think Russ is just gonna call here.
Getting 2 to 1, so even if Phil is only going to bet the king, the queen, or the 9 of spades, we'll win 1 out of every 3 times. That gives us the right odds to call.
Russ raises to 15,000. That
Raise.
gives Tony to fold. Ike's out 2.
I don't love this raise. All the worst spades are likely to fold out, and a better one likely won't. It's also not too much.
Yeah, that's why I say you should just call.
I gotta tell you, Joe, I'm a little nervous going heads up against Phil.
I wouldn't be.
Phil calls. Okay.
You nervous now?
Maybe a little.
The river.
Oh,
Queen of
that's
spades.
nice. That's
Phil
nice.
checks.
I'm really
That means that he can only have the
not scared
king
now.
of
The
spades
only card that beats us is the king of spades, and I don't think Phil's
to
got it.
beat.
My guess is if he did,
us.
he'd bet it and not give us the chance to check behind for a cheap showdown.
Okay,
Right now, we should be thinking value
I think you
bet.
gotta bet here then. I'd say like
There's only
20k.
one hand that can call me anyway, so.
Nope, we check.
Oh, he just checks.
All right, let's see what Phil's got. Oh, he had 2 pair.
Two pair.
We're gonna win.
Wow.
Pretty crazy for Phil to bet and call a raise without a spade.
I can't believe.
Wow.
Wow.
I feel like in some cases, so he was concerned about being, he was probably concerned about being check raised by king of spades. He was like hoping Phil wasn't trapping him. He was pretty. He probably got spooked by the bet that was put out from Phil earlier.
Wow.
But I don't get why he would check raise then. But then maybe he was spooked by
Nice
Phil
hand.
calling it.
The cannon is
I think he
called
should have
with
bet
just
there.
9 high.
Wow, you guys are just having it out.
Phil's got the cannon dominated.
The flop. Ace 8-8 could be real tricky.
What was that pre-flop action like?
Wow.
The cannon is called with
How
just 9
raise?
high.
How called?
Wow,
Okay.
you guys are just having it out.
Phil's got the cannon dominated.
The flop. Ace 8-8
So they
could
both
be
make
real
trips.
trouble for Russ Harlow.
In the words of Outcast Chris, what's colder than cold?
Ice cold.
That's right, this is an icy cold deck.
Phil fires 3,000.
Russ is in bad shape to win this hand. He really doesn't need to do the Hollywooding here.
Like, you just gotta
Still,
call.
if he
You just
can't
call
get away
here.
from this hand, there's a better than 50% chance he'll be on his way home.
That would be back to
This being
Connecticut
said, they
to
have
cover 3 kids.
pretty good odds
Russ
to
raises
chop
to
here.
10,000.
Russ is playing it right. This is just unlucky.
If a jack
Hollywood
or
Hellmuth takes
better
his time.
comes out, then they do chop.
Re-raises to 20,000.
This is a third bet on the flop. Russ might now have to consider that he might be beat. Phil's range is either bluff or the nuts, and Russ has already shown a lot of strength for an amateur.
I really don't like the re-raise from Russ there.
Don't see how he can get
I'd probably
away
just
from this
call.
Mullen.
There's the all-in.
Jesus Christ.
I call.
Phil calls.
You got an 8?
Yeah.
I got a 10 kicker.
Let's see.
Looks like a big chance for a chop, but
Yeah, big chance. Jack or higher chops.
there could be blood.
Okay, should I deal it? Should I do something crazy and deal it a bunch of times?
You should buy insurance.
Well, it's up to him too. I mean, he might only want to do it once.
No, it's one time.
One time. Keep it
All right.
manly.
A 9 would win it for Russ. Jack or higher would chop it. The turn.
That's very
A
good
4.
odds.
Russ
Oh.
needs a 9 to win it. A 4, an ace, or some paint will chop it.
Let's get it over with.
The river. It's a 9.
Oh my
What
god.
a bad beat that is.
Hey guys, was that good for the game?
I thought about
I think that might have been good for the game.
Was that good for the game?
What was that? That was like a 15-1 shot coming in. Got lucky there.
Nice hand.
I got lucky.
Ace Jack
Got
suited.
lucky.
Russ is on a bit of a heater.
Raises to 1500. Antonio folds.
Ace Jack suit's a nice hand
Do you
to
ever
raise
start
with.
getting doubts, Phil? Like just maybe I'm not as good as I think.
My god, Tony.
Phil raising to 5100.
9-5.
It's right. I'm really curious. Does he really think he's the best?
Imagine they both hit the flush.
In lies and dancing.
They both
Maybe
flop
I've been wrong.
flush.
You know?
Call here
Cannon
probably.
calls.
I can't sleep for the whole night. It's frustrating.
The flop.
Well, you can prove today is the best.
7-9 Jack. Both get a
Mid
piece of
pair
it.
versus top pair.
How do you think you would rank the 6 players at the table?
I'll probably lead out right here, see if Phil has a spade.
Well, he ranked himself.
He checks out. That's fine.
Harlow checks top pair.
Checking's fine here.
4 diamonds on the turn.
Ranked
Phil might
him
think
higher
his 9 is good here.
than the loose cannon. Then Antonio.
Harlow calls.
Yeah, just call makes
Jason,
sense.
then you- Second best.
I think he thinks Jason's better than me.
Check.
I don't think he likes me much.
I'll
And
check
Harlow
back.
wins.
Yeah,
Yeah, he does rank people based on how much he likes them. Unfortunately.
makes sense.
Wow. It's 15,000 down the slippery slide. You want to build him up, right? You want
Every pot I play against him, I make it big now.
Well, we're talking about going to the army. He's been there, so you're learning. He's got to teach you a few tricks.
Well, he's won a couple pots.
It's good, right? It's good. You're happy.
Maybe I'll win one in a minute. You like to kick people when they're down. Is what you like to do.
I don't want to kick people. This is just a game.
My god, Tony.
Kicking me
You're
when I'm
lining
down.
yourself up as the best poker player in the world. You're coming on national television. Phil, I didn't say you're the best. You are the one saying all the time and abusing players during poker tournaments. You abuse people in a significant, nasty manner.
Cannon raises.
It's just a game, Phil.
He's
It's
king.
nothing personal. I mean, I just love the.
I just pointed out what you're doing, and for some
Tony's
reason
gonna
you're
call.
insensitive.
You
I
put
don't know
yourself
why.
up.
Tony calls.
You put yourself up as a.
There's about 10% of the audience that's watching loves to
Uh-oh.
see.
Oh
you
shit.
And about 20%
I'll bet
thinks,
it's over
yeah.
10.
Okay, let's say that 30% loves it, and then there's about 30% that hates it, and then 40% thinks it's kind of entertaining, but they lose a little respect for you.
I think your numbers are off.
Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with that breakdown.
I think 90% enjoy watching it, and a significant amount agree with you that the last part that you said is probably true as well. But all in all, everybody enjoys watching it. I'm enjoying listening to it. I'm
Most
sitting right
important,
next to it.
Phil, I absolutely enjoy doing it to you.
Oh my
That's what's
god,
important.
Tony.
See that I appreciate.
Raise the pot.
Harlow
Ooh,
re-raises to
I don't like
24
that.
grand.
I don't
Russ
like
just
that.
put in a 4th bet
That
on this
is,
hand.
I don't like that
It's definitely not
re-raise.
personal.
That's a big re-raise. I
really
don't like that.
respect you as a person.
Tony folds.
Tony's
As a
definitely gonna
human
fold that.
being, As a family man, I respect you a lot. I think you're out of line with the way you perceive yourself as a poker player, and I think you're wrong.
Will we see a 5th bet from Jason?
Jason's gonna raise it up.
Let's move on to the next part. You're getting dribbled away. That's the main thing.
He's gonna take out the cannon here. How long is this video?
Mercier
Okay, he's not.
re-raises to 51,000.
Jason's just made a bet for half.
What's
of
going on?
Russ's
He gonna make
entire
check point
stack.
kings. He's gonna make a straight. Does he actually get away from this?
Even if Russ recognizes it, he's put a lot of money into this pot already. Generally, once
Ace
you fold
king
that, your pot's
blocks
committed.
kings and
He was
aces.
going to fold to a 5 bet.
Could
You'll be
race
better
against
off
queens and
calling
jacks, but you'd
three
still
bet and
be a
seeing
pretty
flop.
decent underdog in those scenarios.
Kickers just like last time.
In this case, you're absolutely dominated. You're up against
Wow,
aces.
wow, wow.
Russ folds.
Good fold.
Lay down kings? No. Ace king?
Tony,
He's even more
how does Tony know this?
annoying when he's right.
9-6-8.
Everyone but Antonio flops
Actually,
an up and down
you can
straight
maybe put.
draw.
Yeah, I think playing
Helmuth
ace king
checks,
might be
Harlow
kind of
checks,
obvious. I don't know.
Esfandiari checks.
Jason has flopped
This is
huge
a
with top
big-
pair to go with his straight draw.
He has a straight draw, a top pair.
Helmuth calls.
And he calls with his gut shot.
Russ has the best draw, which gives him incredible implied odds for hitting the 10.
Yeah, if Russ gets to 10,
Russ is in. Antonio's out.
Antonio folds. Standard
So
fold.
we lost one from the flop to the turn, which is the tray of diamonds. Phil checks. Harlow checks.
While Phil and Russ both missed their draws, Jason's got trusty top pair to fall back on.
Mercier bets 3,800. That gets Phil out of here.
Russ still with an up and down draw.
He calls.
He
Not a
calls.
bad call. Wants to see
Nah,
one more
yeah,
card.
not a bad call. Can justify
The
calling
river,
there.
the queen of hearts.
Oh
Russ
yeah,
is
yeah.
completely
You're
whipped.
out. You're out.
One would expect to just shut it down now and check.
Oh, Jason fold.
Golly,
What are you
$6
doing?
grand.
That looks mighty strong coming from a guy who makes donut runs for a living.
Is this act? He can definitely buff him off actually here.
What I'm thinking.
That could definitely get him off his hand.
Jason lays down the best hand. And a nice pot won by the man who drives a bakery delivery truck.
And he shows the bluff.
I don't know how he knew.
Russ raised. Antonio
That was a good
calls.
bluff.
Tony's out. Phil's in. The
I-
flop.
Normally I wouldn't go. But then again, I
Five,
almost
six,
never bluff.
bottom
But
two
like,
pair for Phil.
damn.
Antonio checks. Helmuth checks.
That's a pretty wet board. Typically, you'd want to bet there and charge anyone to draw, so I'm not sure why Phil checked. Russ has 2 overs and a gut shot.
I think Russ should check
$5
back
grand.
here. I don't think
That gets Antonio out.
he. Maybe sometimes you could get people to fall off their hands.
Kind you'd want to charge to draw.
3 of clubs on the turn.
That's scary.
This time Phil leads out, betting 8,000.
That's a scary card.
That's one of the cards Phil wouldn't want to see. That 3 makes a bunch of straight draws.
There's a lot of straights.
Bad turn comes off, and now Phil bets.
700
Take
days.
this off. Cheap on the river. I'll be cheap. If you call this, my river bet's only going to be. I won't bet more than 10,000.
Honestly, you can maybe bluff Phil here. Like when Phil talks like this, he's usually weak or scared or something. Like in this case, he's scared of straight draw.
River, okay?
He's scared of
You call
straight.
it.
He's probably trying to look for like a tell if Harlow has the straight. That's why he's talking this much.
I promise. I won't bet more than 10 on the river.
Russ's hesitation may have tipped Phil off. He seems pretty confident about his hand.
Russ raises to 20 grand.
He thinks that Phil is
Russ
weak,
is
so
trying to
he
rep the
re-raises
straight.
here.
How much you have left?
He's trying to rep that straight. Indeed, he is trying to rep that straight.
Something wrong with Phil's chair?
Phil's
Yeah,
sitting
Tony
up.
put electric shock in it. Phil calls.
Good attempt by Russ, but either Phil has the right read or he's trying to suck out.
The river, the 4 of hearts, giving Phil a full house.
Nah, the straight doesn't go well.
Find out how good Phil's read was by how big he bets here. If he bets huge, that means he put Russ on the straight. If he bets small, he's hoping Russ will call him light.
Russ is
I'm all
definitely
in.
gonna fold here.
40,000,
It's not fold here.
Phil's all in.
After all that, Russ is not making this call with 9 high.
And he doesn't. For Russ,
Didn't check. What was I thinking?
Oh, Helmut's like, oh, I should check. Should try to make him bluff.
pocket pair for Russ.
Pot.
Raises to 7,200.
Nice
Back to
re-raise.
Phil.
Phil knows Russ's range is pretty wide at this point.
How much more you have?
A little less than 50,000 remaining for Russ. Phil calls and gives him the WWE
Standard
stare
call.
He's got 11 intercontinental belts.
Phil has 2 overs to the
down. 10,
8s.
6 deuce, 3
Ooh,
clubs.
he has a
Helmuth checks the nut
He
flush
has
draw.
he has good draws. He has good draws.
Does have the better draws and a decent shot at hitting
Ace,
one of his
Jack, Club
A bet here from Russ
beats
is
Harlow
to
here.
get it all in. No way Phil could fold 2 overs in the nut flush draw with 2 kings to come.
Harlow checks.
Standard check. I think I'll just check through.
Gives Russ a set.
Never mind.
And that's basically a 1 out.
He has a set
The 8 of
now.
clubs would have made Phil's flush. The 8 kills Phil's overcards outs as well.
Hellmuth
Looks
in
like
hand.
Phil's gonna
Leads out to 5,500.
lead out with his draws, but he
Even
don't.
though Russ was
5,500's a
already
very
ahead of
small
this hand,
amount.
this 8 will probably give him the
I think-
confidence he needs to see it through to the end.
I think Russ is probably going to re-raise here.
Gotta take a chance sometime.
Okay, he's talking. Russ is definitely re-raising now.
You're supposed to think you're weak, right? Because you're talking.
That's exactly it.
I won't bet more than 9,000 on the river if you call. If you raise, it's different.
Phil's giving him the same song and dance as before.
It's 54 or 55. I'm all in.
Russ Harlow all in.
Russ just told Phil that song and dance is about as fresh as the Macarena.
Wow. Well, if he would have bet the flop, I would have shipped it right away.
Russ is doing a great job of
Yeah.
not giving anything away.
That 8 of diamonds is a
What if I call
pretty
and he
bad
gives me ace
card.
queen, which I can't even beat?
So if I was like, oh yeah, I would have. If he bet on the flop, I have really good draws. I would probably just pay him off. But the 8 of diamonds is a really bad card, so now I only have one more card to see what I can draw. And
You just want to get TV time.
yeah,
Buddy, what do you have?
Phil's hand isn't even like that good of
Thinking
a
about
bluff
going with
catcher.
ace high. You like that? You want me in there or not?
He's talking to him, trying to get
I
him
watched too
to
much Law and
trying to
Order,
get a tell,
you
but
don't have to answer that.
Russ is yeah, Russ isn't giving him
Before the
anything.
flop.
Here we go again.
It's just ridiculous.
What's ridiculous?
I mean, just make a decision, you know? Like, there's other people in the game, too. You're a professional player playing against a loose cannon. I mean,
now I'm trying to make a decision for 43,000. Can you just shut the up? Call
are you
a
a
floor man.
professional player?
Call floor man.
You're insulting everyone. I mean, we're here, we want to play, too.
I'm right in the middle of making a big decision right now, and he's completely out of line here. So I
I
don't
think
even
he's
think
completely out of line because he's been taking forever to make a decision. Against an amateur player coming in here as the best player in the world, taking 15 minutes to make a decision.
I haven't taken 15 minutes. You want to bet on that?
Well, you will if
You're
that's
so
why
out of
I'm
line.
talking
You
about
know, your etiquette's horrible. Stay out of this. Stay out.
Okay.
Please.
Make a decision.
Yeah, let's hear your ruling.
We're gonna put you on the clock right now. You got a minute and 10 seconds.
That's your ruling?
You're gonna let him make. You're gonna let him make a play.
I hope you're proud of yourself, Tony.
Story checks out.
I think that ruling
Got a
makes
pair?
sense, to be honest. I'm not
But
going to get
Billy,
into
the
this.
father of 3, Russ is used to tuning out obnoxious noise.
If you were going to bluff, why not bluff the flop?
Phil folds. Those are tears of joy. There's only 5 hands
If he's
left.
bluffing, I don't think you should
Time
call
is
that
running
anyways,
out for him to
probably,
do
but
any
whatever.
damage. Russ raises to 2,000. King Queen. Antonio
Queen, no.
calls. Jason calls.
Antonio calls that.
Phil
Jason
raises
calls
to
that.
11-2.
Okay.
Hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your husbands too, because they raising everybody out here.
How much?
Well, Russ's stack size just
Give it
looks.
to me.
Mm,
Phil limp, re-raised in order to isolate the cannon. At this point, I don't think Russ has much of a choice.
He calls. Antonio folds. So's Jason.
We just saw these two dance a few moments ago. Looks like they're ready for their next song.
King 5 King. Trip Kings for Harlow.
Russ has crushed this flop.
I would slow play this.
Hellmuth checks.
I'll
Russ
check
should
back.
bet here to try to get some value. He doesn't have a lot of chips or a lot of time. He's probably doing everything he can to not jump out of his seat. One reason why playing on the internet's better.
He bets 20,000.
You could probably get Phil to ship it if you just
How much
re-raised
it
him.
45 total gets them all.
That is a bad shove. What the
No
hell?
chance he's folding.
Oh, this is the hand.
Moment to soak
This
it
is
all
the
in.
Ace 9 versus Trip Kings.
Russ
Oh.
calls.
That's the way it's been going for me.
That's sick. That's the worst.
I think he just got over 100.
He will if his hand holds up.
Phil is drawing.
Yeah, that's a standard bet there. It's just my habits of a player. It's like I tend to just try to trap people when I want to make the money.
Usually dead.
I just got over 100. He just has to dodge 2 more hands.
I mean, I guess it makes sense. He's trying to protect from the hearts.
Glad
Kinda.
I hit it to 5.
What are you thinking?
Phil needs to get running hearts
What
without
am I
the
thinking? He has to move in, right? I mean,
without the king or without the queen. He needs to get running hearts without the queen.
how much?
He needs running aces.
What do you mean? What am I thinking? What? I mean, well, I got in. There's 30,000 in there or whatever. I mean, I'm playing no matter what. I have to give him a chance to blow.
No,
up
that
some
was a
money. That's
that
what
was a
I'm saying.
bad
Phil can only hit
play from
running
Phil.
aces or running hearts.
Running
You want
aces, running hearts.
So brutal. What a day.
It's kind of funny.
There's some way we can
The guy
ensure.
folded so many
Insurance.
hands, just waited and
Some
doubles-
way.
Just doubles them up, no problem.
It's sort of like betting 5, and you could just bet 5 and fold. You could put 45 in.
Rush is picturing driving his kids around in that new minivan.
Phil probably should just called or folded there.
It's
Oh,
a 6.
oh, it's actually okay. There we go.
Profit.
Why would he bet 20,000?
That's just profiting.
If he had a king, why would he bet 20,000?
Because he knows his opponent will ship it with ace high, That was deep low kid, High tech.
46. Yeah, he's over now, right? No. I was just. He's got like 110. He's got like 110.
I needed that. Well done. Well done, man.
After the dust settled, Russell Harlow ended up with a $16,000 score, but he wasn't satisfied.
Oh, he came back the next. Damn. If I made 16K, I'm taking that 16K, bro. I would. Nah, man. I'm taking a 16K. I'm getting the fuck out.
Unfortunately, when he came back next week, his 10s ran into Barry Greenstein's aces, and he left with 0.
Greenstein's a tricky player. Like, oh, I could definitely see how he just trapped Russ into fucking going all in with the hands there. Ay. Well, yeah, he's pretty loose. He's a pretty he kept losing chips. I think he was just calling a bunch of fucking hands with like I don't know stuff that like he shouldn't be playing with, to be honest. And honestly, there were times where he was just like, why would he raise like the hand where Antonio check raised him all in? He just folded. Like, why would you bet there? Like, yeah, he didn't play that well, to be honest. He just and I feel Phil kind of just gave him the free double up, to be honest. And there's nothing else to really say. He got lucky with the 9 as well. Usually he should be dead in that situation. Honestly, yeah. No offense to Russ, but yeah, I don't think he really played that well, to be honest. Made different hands where you could criticize his decisions. So hope you guys enjoyed the analysis. It's going to out. Peace.